Hello, I'm Katie Eden Todd, and I'm the author of The Persona Language, a language which helps us understand each other, validate and accept each other, know who we are, and be able to answer the question, why am I here? What's my purpose? All my life, since I was this big, I've been wanting to answer those questions. I've been a therapist for over 30 years, and now I just do videos and podcasts and online group training courses in people finding out who they are, which, let me tell you, from people all over the world, is so much fun and just the richest experience I've had of my professional life, bar none, just extraordinary. I wanted to do a little video for you today just to explain what the personas are and where they came from, so you can think about, does this sound interesting to me, and is this something I want to investigate a little bit further? Some time ago, over 20 years ago, I started looking at the archetypes, which are primal energies, literal energies that are within us with shadow and light forms, a duality, a whole continuum of a spectrum of traits and strengths and weaknesses. And I wrote a book called Who Am I? An Archetypal Quest. There it is. And that has 113 archetypes. Now, I did workshops with several thousand people for years, fine-tuning this model, and we found it incredibly accurate, and everyone had 13 archetypes. But it was complex, and unless you were an owl or a raven, see, there you go, I'm starting to use this language already, it was difficult, and didn't suit all styles of learning. Sometime later, in the last 7.5, 8 years, I came across a new way of presenting this archetypal information, which I'm very passionate about, which is called the personas. And from there, Persona Grata was formed. Persona Grata means welcoming all of you. And I like to think of that as being welcoming all of us, all of ourselves, dark and light, all of our being, and all of everyone as an inclusive language. We all know persona non grata means you're excluded, you're a leper, you're a pariah, you're out. So that's why we have our Facebook pages and our business is called Persona Grata. We've got a fantastic persona mentor team and people training up to be mentors as well. So I developed about 7.5, 8 years ago the personas, and I wanted to make it simpler but no less profound, no less complex, no less deep for those who want to go very, very deeply into understanding the human soul and the human psyche and why we are as we are. I wanted to write a language that helped explain how unique we are. I believe we are all born with our personas and have strong traits, and they start to show very early on in childhood. The older we get, the more we see them. They have particular default settings and coping strategies and survival strategies, which are instant, that we all have as patterns and scripts in the way we behave. I've done all the work for you, and I have written them in the User Guide to Humans, in both how we are born to be and how we navigate life, how we drive through life. My son Jesse and I have also done a podcast series helping to describe exactly what they're like, and a parenting series, which isn't just about parenting little ones, though it's fantastic for that. It's also about self-parenting. The premise of my work is we need to become our own self-therapists. I'm going to give the tools, my team and I give you the tools in every way imaginable to give you the information to be able to see the wood from the trees and be able to work out, this is me, this is where I get stuck, this is a pattern I've had, and this is what I need to do to get out of it. So it's taken me over 20 years with the archetypes, over 30 years as a therapist, and years before that where I was having my own therapy for many, many years, because I needed a lot of work. I had a lot of shadow to work through, which when you see my map, you'll understand. And I have found, working with hundreds and hundreds of people recently with this work and globally in this last year, the transformations have just been extraordinary. People reach such a deep level of knowing who they are, feeling validated, accepted, being able to be confident about their decisions, about this works for me, this doesn't, because they make those decisions now according to their personas. Our personas have strong sense of style, have strong language, strong values, strong gifts, deepest fears, which can trip us up over and over again if we don't know what they are, and default settings, which we really want to see if we can break free of. So it's an absolute smorgasbord of information. And the more we do, we run a 4-term course online, and then another one is coming up this year. The first one's persona mapping, and then we're doing a new self for a new era, where we're going even further and we want to learn how to understand and relate and communicate and connect with empathy with everyone we meet. Who doesn't need to know that? So, what are the personas? There are 3 animals. There are 10 altogether. 3 animals: lion, dog, and beaver, and then 7 birds: swan, raven, owl, peacock, parrot, nightingale, and sparrow. And I bet you can start to get a feeling for what they are like, what a peacock's like as compared to a dog maybe. You all can understand that. Children understand this, and that is an amazing thing when we can start to recognise in our children, which we do from about the age of 2. Well, I've got a little line here. They're not hard to miss. Little dictators in the child in shadow. I call them the shadow going into child, which means we're emotionally under 5 years of age. And we all want to learn how to move out of child and go more into adult. And our highest potential is elder, where we start to use the gifts that every persona has and deliver it out into the world. That's what our life is all about. We came to deliver these gifts. But that's a really huge process. And it really helps to have a little bit of a user guide to help us get there. So we have a quiz, a free quiz on our website, katieedentodd.com, Persona Grata. Go and have a look. You can do a free quiz to make a start. I'm on Instagram, RavenKatie21. You can check out, do little stories. We have memes all the time. We have a Persona Grata Facebook page, Persona Grata community, to have more in-depth discussions about what people are learning. Come and check us out and see what would work for you. But if you would like to understand yourself and other people better, this language has been trialed and tested with thousands of people, and it truly is life-changing. We'd love to meet you, and if you feel like you'd like more, just get in touch.